some gloves. Poor John needs some socks. I believe that poor John needs some bob. Cost me. It all a mini man. And I believe I make a change.
Okay, man, yeah, you got it, John. Come on,
Now, I need some money. I need the way to go. I'm walking is too slow, 'cause many men.
Come on, John, sing that. You gonna sing that? You sing, I'll play with you. Come on,
You know
sing.
that. I believe I'll make a change. Now, changing those, changing the sea, taking faith, some changing me, because many men. She dreams she's gone, the man next door. She dreams she was kissed, and all those dreams, dream those diamonds. That's a dreaming woman, dreaming woman else. That she dreamed last night and night before. You're going back tonight, dream some more, love those dreams. Dream don't stop. That's a dream, dream woman ever seen. Now I love, and I always will. Once in a time she like to got me a kiss. Love of dream, dream don't stop. That's a dream woman ever seen. Take it. Love of God, she thinks she's 16. He didn't want to listen to a dream. Now, love of a dream, dream those stories. That's a dreaming woman now sing. Now run that loud and run that quick before I get mad. So quick, that's a love of a dream. Dreaming those stories. That's a dream woman now sing. Take it down, no.
Okay, John. Well, I don't play slow.
All the rest is me like. Boy, I don't know, me a man cat. rats meaning mine. But I want me a mountain cat. You know the way it's run my ghost. Man, I declare it's tight like that. Oh, 61 and 62 rats. Boy, sure did treat me mean. Oh, 61. But it sure did do me. You know they took me off a pork chop, put me on fatback and pinto beans. Oh, I went home last night, boy, somehow but half-past 10. On land, boy, somewhere but half-past 10. You know them rats say if you're looking for groceries, Sleepy John, you better go and come again. Every month, boy, somewhere round about the age. Oh, boy, somewhere round about the age. You know I go to my grocery store. I get me that red grocery bill straight. Lay down, everybody will say, read low. Get ready to dream in my head. But he gone by. He staying way too long. Roll from town to town, holding up for life. Some low down took the president's life, but he gone home, gone back. He staying way too long.
I got it, John.
Everybody vote, they don't know what's going on. If gold water get, we gon' have no home. But I'm going home, gone back home. Hey, stand way too long. Mid-Kenny got a mention on the album. She's 9 months old, she be. She have another mention. Soon she reach Washington, D.C. But I'm going home, gone back. Yeah, stand way too long. When I went on the stage, shake as I could be, about 80,000 people had eyes on me. I'm gone home, gone back.
Cut off, man.
I'm way too long. White horse in the cart, all in the room. I think Michigan all right to his long white road, but he gone home, gone back home. Yeah, staying away too long.
Please come back so near. Gonna be tonight. Please come now so near. Got the special stinger and a deal ever seen. Sometimes it makes me happy, and again it makes me cry. Oh, yeah, it makes me cry. Well, I got me to the place that oh, full of jazz. Yes, I know you win there. Yes, full of jazz. You're my forgive me, and your eye full of mud, so blind. Well, you can't never tell what's on a woman's mind. Oh, you can't never tell what's on a woman's mind. When you think she's loving you, when she's quitting you all the time. I don't want no sugar, no sugar in my tea. I don't want more sugar in my tea. I got a long-haired woman, yeah, sweet enough for me. Said I'm gonna buy me a telephone of my own. I'm gonna buy me a telephone of my own. I'm gonna sit and talk to my baby. Well, if it's all night long. Some people don't like me now, 'cause I speak my mind. Some people don't like me now, 'cause I speak my mind. But my woman told me, well, just take your time. I love you, baby, and I even love your clothes you wear. I love you, baby, and I even love the clothes you wear. Well, I love my baby, even love the clothes she wears. It's getting so now. I hate to hear a morning whistle blow. It's getting so now. I hate to hear a morning whistle when she blows. Well, it blows so lonesome. Yeah, it make me want to go. Well, run here, baby, sit down on my knee. Run here, baby, sit down on my knee. Girl, I wanna just tell you, oh, how you treated me. I've been your dog, baby, ever since I've been your man. I've been your dog, woman, yeah, ever since I've been your man. Well, I've been your dog, but I don't mean to be your slave. Just give me the money, baby, I'll catch a train and go. Give me the money, baby, oh yeah, I'll catch a train and go. Well, give me the money, baby, yes, I'll catch a train and go. And I won't be burning, baby, round your house no more. I won't be burning round, baby, your house no more. Well, I won't be burning, well, round your house no more. Well, I'm just full of just. I know you women, I know you're full of joy. And so hands out beginning, your mouth full of much of blood. Said I got 19 women, yes, and I want one more. I got 19 women, and I want one more. If I make one I met now, yeah, I let that 19 go. I'm going, yes, and your kind won't make me stay. I'm going, baby, kind won't make me stay. Well, I'm all you cry. Yes, father, baby, you drive me away. Well, I got a woman, I got a kid gal too. I got a woman, I got a kid gal too. If my kid gal don't love me, oh, my woman do. One drop of water, yes, so few grains of sand. One drop of water, baby, just a few grains of sand. Well, a crooked woman, and she sure can't keep no man. Well, I play it now, you can't hardly hear it like it. Here you go to jail, sweet baby. Go to jail by a spoonful. Go to jail by a spoonful. If I had my papa by a spoonful, ride my papa by a spoonful. Go a little bit stirred in a hunting, but a little bit stirred. Go a little bit stirred up and but go to jail about a spoonful. Go to jail about a spoonful. Oh, go to jail about a oh, the cat got to fighting about a spoonful. Cat's got to fighting about a spoonful. Well, hey, you're not started. Well, you're not started. Well, you're not started. If you know, you know you couldn't keep it up. But a little bit stir, but a little bit stir, but a little bit stir, Go to jail this morning, go to jail this morning, jail this morning, go to jail about, oh baby. baby, about a spoonful. Go to jail about a spoonful. Jail about a spoonful. Well, go to jail about a spoonful. Oh, go to jail about a spoonful. I fight my pop about a spoonful. I fight my pop about a spoonful. Well, it ain't but a little bit stirred up, but a little bit stirred up. It ain't but a little bit stirred. It ain't but a little bit. There's no business starting there if you know you couldn't keep it up. It ain't but a little bit stirred. It ain't but a little bit. Well, go to jail this morning. I'll go to jail this morning. Jail this morning.
My parents got a couple of three. Sitting right out a window blind. My baby got a little trust for three. Sitting right out a little window blind. While she got lights on that tree, boy shine miles around. First Christmas, you didn't have nothing on that Christmas tree for me. You know that first Christmas, baby, you didn't have nothing on that Christmas tree for me. I just want you to tell me what the fault that you finally pour on me. I just want you to tell me, baby, what the fault that you finally pour on me. 'Cause I've been 15 years, baby. All this Christmas you didn't have that on that tree for me. Yeah, play a song. Yeah. Yeah, you know this your birthday. I'm giving it to you on a Christmas Eve. My parents said, Daddy, you know to be your birthday, and I'm giving it to you on a Christmas Eve. I said, baby, all I want you to do do something to give my poor heart ease. Play it good now. Lord have mercy. Make it sweet now. My baby, she fell up in my arm. She said, Daddy, you about to make me moan. My baby fell up in my arm. She said, Daddy, you about to make me moan. She said, you done got mad with me, 'cause ain't nothing on that Christmas tree for you. Soft and eat it now. One more time. She went out now with the Christmas tree. Well, fix no cross on Bimbo, river on down. I'm fixed now, cross on river, river going on close. Well, I'm going to curl up, baby, I'm going to settle down. Well, Columbus, baby, Columbus is my old home. Well, I'm going to Columbus, I'm going down to Sandy Land. You know that's why they all old drunk girls hang around. Going down to Columbus. That ain't but 20 miles from Aberdeen. Well, I was moving Columbus down in Sandy Land. Well, I was over in Columbus down in Sandy Land. That's why all the poor people go down while they raise themselves. Play that. Well, you take Columbus broadcast right on the line. Well, you take Columbus broadcast station on the line. What they mean by the line right on Tom River Rail. That ain't no lie, boy. Hey, you Columbus women, you watch what's coming down. Listen, Columbus telling women what's coming down. Well, Bukka sending them blues down in Columbus town. Play. Sell about 4 or 5 million with that. Mama, my home, but I used to hang around. Columbus was my home, but I used to hang around. 'Cause when you find a good time down in Sandy Land. They ain't lying, that's what it was. Go down to Sandy Land and tell Bukka I said, come in, that's where he at. to shake my baby's hand. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know at home. When I got a side telephone, the woman, she was dead and gone. Well, I went to her grave and I kneeled down on my knee. I said, baby, I wanna see you, but you got me before I can get back home. And one Lee day, baby was cleaning up the grave. I got to thinking about my baby, and I was gonna look her in her face. Well, I asked the grave digger, would I look in her face? He said, no, this is lemon. This is not no decoration day. Well, they had that tombstone to put on my baby's grave. I said, I don't want to see no tombstone. I just want to look her in her face. Well, one grave digger told me he would open up her grave. I said, when my baby died, I was about 2,000 miles away. You open up the grave for me. Now this is Stuttgart now. My mother and father take me from Stuttgart, Arkansas, when I just was only 5 years old. Lay it down. Yes, my father and mother take me from Stuttgart, Arkansas, when I was just only 5 years old. You know, I used to hear so much about Stuttgart, Arkansas. I told the people that's why I was bred and born. Play it now. Well, I said when I come 21 years old, I'm going back to Stuttgart, Arkansas. Why you going back there? Oh, yes, I said if I grow up and get 21, I'm going back to Stuttgart, Arkansas. They tell me something to put his women there that you mean most ever saw. I'll never forget one Friday. That's when I began to come 21 years old. Ooh, I'll never forget that Friday. Boy, when I come 21 years old. I said, now this is the day I'm going back to Stuttgart, Arkansas. I want to see what the people are putting down. But I got on the Greyhound that Friday evening. I got off on Main and Vine. Oh, yes, that late one Friday now. When I got to Stuttgart, Arkansas. Old lady was standing there and she said, don't I know you? She said, I believe I know when you bred and bone. I said, now, old lady, I ain't trying to find out when I was bred and bone. I said, you know, this is my home. I come to find out what they're putting down. I want to find something good-looking women. Put them in my home, we want to talk some talk. She said, well, you're at the right place, you don't have to leave. She said, you need to put it over here, you almost never say. Yeah. Talking with that old lady. One of them pretty one walked up and touched me on my head. Yes, I was standing there talking to an old lady. One of them pretty women up and she touched me on my head. I don't know what she did to me, but I know this thing. I felt like I was almost dead. She going down on Main and Vine. One of the women will knock you out really if they know what to put out. She said, that's a good song. I was going to whoop you if you hadn't been singing that church song. I said, Mother, I don't play nothing but church songs. She said, you's a lie. I heard you out there playing Alabama Bound. I said, no, it wasn't Alabama. I said, I'm heaven bound. She said, you's a lie. She said, that was Alabama. I goes on and laughed it on off. She didn't whoop me. Went on in and eat me a snack there. She said, get your clothes and go to Sunday school now this morning. I said, yes, ma'am. I put my guitar out there in the hay and put on my Sunday school clothes. I carried my guitar. I didn't go to church. I went around the church. I goes out there on my stump and come as a plane. And so my mother, she came to church, she was out there, and the preacher told her, said, I heard somebody out there on a stump playing old guitar. Mama said, that's him. And so the preacher said, I'll tell you what you do, Lula. Said, let's leave him alone. Said, he gonna be what he gonna be anyway. He said, let him have his fun. So whilst I was sitting on the stump, my friend, this old white fella, he came out there with his fiddle. He said, you think you could take on another drink of water? I said, I believe I could. I said, that drank so good the other night. I said, but I'm not gonna get in the hay today. I said, just give me a glass full. And he give me a glass full. Then we started our same racket over again about the turkey in the straw. And from then on, then me and him played a number. I never forget one of them old numbers about when Harry fell dead on the mountain hill, who gonna be at his funeral? And he said he knew the fella played that, and so we sit around there, eat peanut and drink whiskey there, and popcorn, parched corn. Oh, we just had a nice time. So I goes on home with him, and he had some birds there. He said, "You ever eat any kind of fowl?" I said, "I'm crazy about pigeon." He said, "I'm going to kill you one." He killed that pigeon, and it looked like to me I just had a fit. He couldn't stop me from playing behind that pigeon. And so we goes on then out to his barn there. He said, "We're going out here and play my cattle a little music." He said, "I got an old bull out there. When you start the playing, he go to pawing." I goes on out there and went to playing. Sure enough, that great big black bull right up on the fence there and come as and I come as a playing him. Where will I be when the evening sun go down? That bull look like he come as a twisting or doing something. And the cows come as a mooing and mule was nickling. And he said, "Son, you know one thing? If you was old enough, I'd give you one of them there little calves out there." I said, "Well, if you give him to him, I'll make a slide and make him pull me around, me and my guitar." And so he give me a little old calf there. And the calf got mad at me one day, and he ran off with me and my guitar and busted my guitar and like to busted me. And so he fixed my old guitar about good as it was. It wasn't too good anyway. We goes on then down the road then. We gets on a log then. He calls up some of his friends to hear us play. So we had a bulldog there, great big old bulldog. He said, "Now, you can't play too loud around this dog because he might bite you. He can't stand music like your dog." And I come as a plane about sticking butcher fight over he won't bite, and that dog right up on me. And I told him, I said, "Now, if you don't make him get out, I can't play." So he can't budge on home. And we sat there and we played and we drank. My mother got word about me by 6 o'clock that evening. She got out to look for me. And when I seen her coming, I was meeting her singing a song about everybody got to lay down in the water of their graves. She said, "I'm sick of your lies singing this song till you ain't been singing no church song." I said, "Well, I'm not going to lie to you no more. I've been singing the blues." And she bust out and went to laughing. She said, "Well, I'm through. It's just go on and have your way then. The devil going to get you." I said, "Well, he might not." So my father, he came on out with his violin that evening. He joined in with us. He said, "Well, we're going to have a good time now." He said, "We're going to play the old-time shuffle." And we got to playing our preacher. He came from the church. He acted like he didn't want to stop. But we was playing it so good, he come along, he started cutting a step he called it pigeon dance. And I said to myself, if the preacher dance, now what would I do? I said, we done gained the influence of a preacher here. He taken my guitar and he come as a plane. By swing low chariot let me ride. And from then on, we get him a little drink out of a little water we had there, which was mixing. And the preacher got around there, he want to preach. He got about half high, and he wants to preach. I said, "Well, if you preach, I'll play behind you." And his take was about the beaver on the line. And he was playing that, he was preaching, and I was playing when the Know Anything was ending up on Alabama Bound. And he said, "The Lord forgive me for this. Said, I'm going to stop fooling around with y'all." So directly, I'll be done turned back to the devil. I said, "Well, in a way, you kind of with him in a way, ain't you?" I said, "You stop here." And I said, "My mother fussed at me about always dealing with the devil." He said, "Well, I said there's nobody perfect." And so while he was there, he wanted a little more out of a little mixed drink. We get him another drink. Then he come as a darn the old dame she called the black bottom. That preacher sure could lay it down. He find him a solid place. You could see dust just like somebody done dropped a bomb there while he was black bottom there. We roll all around there. Oh, we just had a wonderful time. And you know, now I get to sitting around thinking about them old days back there until I just can't hardly sit still. And we had such a wonderful time. I'm going to tell you the truth, till you just couldn't hardly understand how we was breaking down on that. And so just a little before he left us, he asked the man, would he mind pouring him a little of that mixed water in a little jar he had there. So he filled it up for him. He said, "When y'all gonna meet out here again?" We was about 2 blocks from his church. And this fella said, "We'll be here next Sunday evening if it's all right with you." He said, "You can come every Sunday, just don't get no fun that. When that church is meeting over, I'll be out here." And so the next Sunday, the preacher was right back there with his Bible and everything. And the members asked him what he was doing out there with the sinners, the old devil people. He said, "Well, the devil's in the church and in the woods and in the street and everywhere else." He said, "I stopped there to try to turn them around, and what they was doing made me feel so good, I joined in with them." And they said, "Well, I heard you dance, Reverend." He said, "I did. I black bottomed about a half hour." And he said, "If you had what I had, you'd black bottom too." And we sat around there on that log and stomped there, and we drank coffee and whiskey, and we just had a wonderful time. And so I come just open up on that guitar and my dog hit me. His name was Trim. Trim howled about 3 times. The fourth time he done made it to me. And I told him to stand up and do the trigger toe. And that dog stood up and come as a trigger toe just like a natural human being. And the preacher said, now, you know, if a dog do that, what will a human do? And he said, give me another drink, I believe I trigger toe. So he taken one more drink, then he got up on the log. Then about 4 or 5 of the deacons not eased up there looking at it. He said, Reverend, what you doing on the log? He said, I ain't done nothing. I'm just like a coon. I'm just walking the log. He said, yeah, but you using your feet fast in the coon. He said, well, what I got in me will make you use your feet fast in the coon. And the dog come as a bargain. He sounded him off like that. He said, no, they tell me there's a coon here in this log. He said, I'm going to try to get him out. But he had his whiskey on the log. That was a coon. And we sit around there then until about 7 o'clock. He said, well, I'm got to go back to church now. I'm going to take him in about 7:30. And he said, well, it's dark out here now. I'll tell you what y'all do. I got a wonderful little place there where I live at. I don't have no wife. So carry your bottle and your mixed drinks on to my house. I'm going to make meetings short. So he closed down church about 9 o'clock. And just as soon as he walked in the door, my friend had him that bottle, and he hit it again. He said, you know, I've been hearing talk of that Charleston. He said, I ain't never did that. He said, but if you play me turkey in the straw, I'm going to try that. He said, before I start, give me another drink. But get him another drink. And do you know that preacher charged his soul till his coat fell off of it? And I don't know what was wrong with that guy, but he really was charging that. So we went on then and come as doing that dancing and talking and laughing and going on. We got hungry. He said, I got one rooster here. If y'all give me just a little chance, I won't have time to try to fry him, but I'm going to boil him. He threw that old rooster in the pot there and got about half done. And you could hear us pulling his wing just like you tan clothes. We got around there and he tell old rooster up there. Then I come as a playing about rooster, you crowed here and you could hear his voice in England. And we sit around there, had one of the nicest times that you ever want to see. And back there in them days, it didn't get too cold, it didn't get too wet. We still would hit the road. And so the old preacher, he carried us to one of the old sister house, Aunt Nancy. And she never had did in the dance. He said, Aunt Nancy? He said, how old you say you are? She said, I'm 72. He said, well, I got something here to make you feel like you 32. He get her a drink of that mixed water there, and she come us to twist around in that rocking chair. And we got this and playing that song about Swing Low Chariot, Let Me Ride. And she got up there and come us down the ball of jack. You know, that was the days back there in them days. And that old soul ball of jack so till she bucked one of them planks in the floor that night. And we just had a wonderful time. And so Aunt Nancy asked him, said, where did you get this young man from? He said, well, I found him in the woods on a stump. And said, when I found him, I seen that he had something in him that many youngsters didn't have in him. And said, now, Aunt Nancy, I'm going to let this boy here play you. I'm Alabama bound. If it's all night long and tomorrow too, I'm Alabama bound. She said, well, Alabama my home. So he said, go ahead on and play something for him. I come as playing Alabama bound. And Aunt Nancy jumped up there and got them eggs together there and come as a frying and making that good hot cup of coffee and down the ball of jack. And when we knew anything, Aunt Jane would fill up on that hot stove drunk as she could be with a hanging in the egg pan. And so we'd take Aunt Jane there and put in the bed there and got her quieted down. Her hand docked on the hand. It was waiting for the bed. And so I said, Aunt Jane, I said, I'm sorry you bunched your hand. She said, well, son, I had over something I never had before in my life. She said, what kind of drink you call that? We would never say no whiskey. We just said mixed drink. She said, well, would y'all mind leave me a little here in this old bucket here? I said, sure, we got a 5-gallon jug here. We'll leave you some. So we left her some there. She fed us and everything. She done got buoyant pretty bad. And she said, when y'all walk out the door, walk out singing, I'm Alabama bound. So we walked on out the door playing, I'm Alabama bound. So the deacon and the preacher invited us to one of his homes over there. He had an old lady standing there called her Aunt Bliney. She couldn't see, they just called her Aunt Bliney. And he said, Aunt Bliney, we got something here. If you take a little taste of it, probably your sight, you might come to see. So the man taking the whiskey and dapped a little around her lips and her tongue, see how she like it. She licked out her tongue. She said, stop dropping it on, let me drink it. So we get Aunt Bliney about a half a teacup full, and she got up, went down the shimmy, she wobbled. I said, well, would you see these old people? She said, I didn't know that was in me, son. She said, what is I'm doing? I said, you doing this shimming. She said, well, this stuff will make you do things you ain't never did. And so we sat around there, and she wanted to try to give us something to eat, but we were full. And so she had a little old banded rooster there, and she said, now, if this rooster crow, he said, y'all gonna have to go, because this rooster here, he can't stand it. We come as a playing them numbers, and the rooster come as a crowing, flopping his wing. I said, well, I ain't blind. I said, probably the rooster want to do a little number here for us. So she called him Peck. She said, come in, Peck. She opened the door, Peck walked in, we come as a plane, he come as a crowing, jumping up, flopping his wing. And the preacher said, now you see there how a fowl will do, said that done taking effect on the little banded rooster. And I said, now if I keep on playing, I never hear tell a rooster laying the egg alive, but look like he want to get on the nest. The rooster from around and got in the hay, flopping away. Sure enough, when he got up there, it was an egg. Now I don't know where it came from, but it was an egg there. And so it did us so much good, we laughed and went on then. We goes on down the road singing. We met one of the old deacons on a stick. And let's ask him, did he want some mixed water? He said, no, I don't drink anything mixed no more than water. I said, well, I'll tell you what you do for me. This taste is. He was on the stick. And we get Uncle Joe a little swallow of that mixed water. And they had a little old dance, you know, where back there you call it two-step. And he threw that stick down and come as a two-step hugging them trees and me and everybody else. He said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave your stick sitting upside the tree. I'm going to follow y'all. I said, well, come on, Uncle Joe. You strictly welcome. We gets to where we was going, a nice flow there where we was going to one of the deacon's houses there. We come as a playing that piece about get ready, 'cause the time is passing along. And that old man jumped up out that rocking chair. And when he got through dancing, we had to tote away. Now, he couldn't walk. He just got stiff as a rabbit. And so we carried Uncle Joe on home by, went on by there and got his stick. The last word he said was going out the door. He said, y'all showed it trick Uncle Joe. He was lying up in the bed just as drunk as he could be. So we goes on around to one of them other old deacons, that old man you call Uncle Pat. Uncle Pat was a man was sworn that didn't do wrong. So I told my friend to play him Turkey in the Straw, because that back there, they was crazy about that. When we gets to the door, he started to sing song that old violin, playing about the turkey in the straw. We knocks on the door, he told us to come on in. He was sitting on the bed in his pajamas. I said, Uncle Pat, I said, would you like to have a little drink of mixed water? He said, son, I've been had the headache for a couple of hours. He said, probably that would do me some good. He said, now what do you call mixed drink? I said, just something make you feel better when you're feeling bad. So Uncle Pat got him a teacup of that mixed water. He said, y'all ever hear talk of that thing she called shoe fly? I said, I think you have to jump pretty high on that, don't you? He said, yeah, you jump up and cross your leg, then spin a time or two. He said, if I get me another cup full, I'm going to show you how it goes. We poured him out another cup full. And he jumped up there and went to doing that shoe fly. And when Uncle Joe, when we left Uncle Pat there, Uncle Pat couldn't even pat his feet. He done got stiff drunk. And he was going to bed singing this song about when the saints go marching in. And he fell up in the bed, and that was all Uncle Pat. We goes on down about a mile further to one of the other deacons. We gets down there, and they didn't know we was coming in. They was shooting dice. And so I told him, man, I said, I didn't know deacon shoot dice. He's supposed to be a leader. He said, just hush. You're going to see a lot of things when we get there. So when we gets down there, they was shooting $1 and a nickel. Well, I never had seen nobody shoot dice, but I felt confident I could throw them dice too. I grabbed them dice, I said, shoot 2 5, and I caught a 5. And I said, they tell me you can bet on these dice, you can make it. He said, yeah, you can bet anything on. I said, 5, I'll make 5. One old deacon there squat down on his knees, on his hanky, and throw the 5 at that. I bucked 5 right back. And the old man fell out, went to crying. He said, this stop, Gavin, y'all give us some music. We got to playing some music, get him one big cups of them mixed drink. And when we ended in, he was a buck dancer. That old man got up there and buck danced, so I gave him his 5 back. And from then on, we just had fun and fun on and on. He said, now, where do you think y'all will end up at? I said, I don't know. I said, the gate we got, we going to end up somewhere. Then we might end up back home. And so he had an old-time organ in there. He got on that organ, and he come as a treading them feet pedals down there. And he was playing an old piece about
over on the Red Mountain Hill. And his buddy got on there and went to playing, and he jumped up, went down to ball and jack. You know, back there in them days, you could hear him ball and jack hitting them knees together about a mile away at night if it was quiet and everything. And that old man got drunk there, and he balled and jack till we had to stop him. And we left there, then we went to a man you call Old Man Hayfolk. He was an old man. He would call him Hayfolk because he slept in hay every night. He stayed out in the hay with his stock, you know, with his mules and cows. We goes on out there and woke old man Hayfolk up and got him and his cows and mules and everything woken up. And we just had a natural ball out there. But he had his mixed drinks out there in the hay. He drank it through a quill. That's where he drank it. Had a long quill. He could lay down in the bed and reach out any time of night and get that quill and put it in his mouth and draw his mixed drinks to him. And so then we all come up to drinking out the quill with it, with old man Hayfolk. And we stayed there when we knew anything. We all was drunk then. But he had a dog there when you slept, that's a little too late. He had a dog there, they called him Two-Step. Two-Step would come around and pull all us, catch your toe of hanging halfway bodies and woke us up. And when we woke up, it was time to milk. He had plenty of cows out there. He asked me, could I milk? I never had milked a cow in my life. I thought he'd milk the ear. I cut over to the cow ear and she butt me. He said, oh, don't milk her. Yeah, catch her to a bag. Well, I didn't know what he was talking about, so I got me a bucket and grabbed all the tits with the time to move. The cow kicked me over. I said, Uncle Hayfolk, I'm going to let this cow alone. I said, give me my mixed drink. I said, I ain't going to fool these cows. He said, have you ever rode a mule? I said, sure, we have a mule. I gets on the mule ran up. He said, you can't ride like that, you get your guitar. I got my guitar when they're playing. Mule comes foxtrot Estes, went all around the lot with me, went all out in the hayfield, out in the field. And I came back, I got off the old mule and looked at him. He said, now you got to feed him. I slipped and get that mule a big old teacup of that mixed drink there, and that mule ran up and bucked around it. He said, what's wrong with him? I said, he just like us. He done got high, I reckon, got to send it to whiskey, and he just drunk. He said, son, I think you lying. You don't give my mule a cup of that whiskey. And that mule would get down on his knees, you know, just like he was praying. He was moaning, which I think he was trying to pray. The mule was moaning, so I made him get up, and I got on him. He said, get a saddle and put on him and try him, go down the road. I got on the mule. Mule come us and running with me. I said, now I'm going to have to turn this mule around because me and this mule, we going to fall out of here. He going to fall out. When I goes to turn the mule around, he fell. When I fell, I said, good deal, I got off. I said, now you go on back to the barn, I'll be on later. So I sit up there in the road there and got on me a log. Some more people's on their way from the church. And when they got there, the first to stop them, I was playing a church song about when the saints go marching in. So they stopped and took the little party with me there, and I had my cup. One old lady, she was sweating. She said, son, is that water? I said, yes, ma'am, help yourself. So she gets the cup and got her. She said, ooh, this spring water, ain't it? I said, sure is. I said, you sure know that's got it out the hills in the spring. So she come up and feeling so good, she sat down on the log side of him. She whispered to me, she said, you know what? I'm naturally feeling good. And I didn't feel this good at the church. I said, sure, this spring water's good for you to straighten you up. She come us a drink and I come us a playing that old song about, look here, baby, don't you leave me here. And she jumped up and went to darn that waltz. And that old lady had on one of them long dresses, you know, they wore them sweeping the ground in them days. And she was catching cuckabuds and sticks and everything else, the way she was turning around there. And I had to stop, I'm telling you the truth. I had to say, hey, Miami, down. She was just having a fit. And one of the other old sisters told her, said, Miami, what's wrong with you? She said, this boy got something here more than notions. I'm telling you the truth. She said, I thought I did feel good at the church. She said, well, now I'm shut up right now. And so she ain't nice. She want to kiss me. I kissed her. She said, son, God bless you. If you carry that kind of stuff around, you got to make it in the day you come to die. I said, thank you. And so I asked the other old lady, I said, would y'all want to have a little drink of spring water? They said, well, if Miami feeling that good, I believe I'll take a little. And when the people knowing the thing, all them old sisters was lying out on the ground, just as dead drunk as they could be off of that spring water. And so they called the law, put the law on me. They sent the law down there to arrest me. They said, a boy down there carrying something around that we never have got off to nothing like that. Said, I don't know what he do. He just make you feel happy. You want to sing. You just want to dance. You want to do everything. So the law, he came down to arrest me. He said, boy, what that you got in that bucket? I said, just plain old spring water. I said, get your cup full. You find out. So the law, he reached in there and got him a cup full. He cleared his throat up and said, he said, don't worry, I ain't gonna arrest you. He said, I'm gonna lay right here with you. He said, I'm gonna tell the people I arrest you. He said, but I ain't gonna arrest you. So I told him to help yourself. After a while, the law, he went to sleep and I eased his pistol out of his pocket. And I looked at it, I put it back. And when he woke up, he said, son, I thank you for taking care of me. He said, I'll tell him you in jail. Good night. I said, good night. We just had a wonderful time. I'm going to tell you the truth. And so then they want to know, after they see me the next day, they want to know how much did I have to pay to get out of jail. I said, well, I had to pay $50. I said, y'all ought to make my money up. And you know, they made me $50 up and give they made up $50 and give me my money back. And I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I just sit around there. And so the law then, when they seen the law, they said, the man that canned that good feeling spring water, said he paid $50. Law said, that's what I charge him. He said, we made his money and give him back. He said, well, that's nice, because when I see him, I'm going to give him something, because y'all really had him wrong. He said, I didn't taste it, but I believe that's something good he's toting around. I said, it's really some good stuff. And so we went on then and sit around in town there on the bench out there in the park. And I come as a picking for the judge and that one. So here was an old judge there. He told me, he said, son, he said, nah, I'm got it fixed so I ain't gonna let them arrest you. He said, go on, just help yourself and just play all you want. So I sit out there in the park and the judge eased up to me. He said, would you mind coming in my office with your bucket? I said, I sure don't. He said, I won't drink out there in the public. Come on in. I went on into the office. He said, give me a cup full of that. What is everybody around here falling out and laughing going on? So I get him a cup full. So the judge said, do you charge anything? I said, no, sir, I don't charge anything. I said, just help yourself. And so he said, I'll tell you what, I ain't gonna have no coat today. He said, I'm gonna give you $10. He said, because now I feel like really I could take a case on now and I could really use the opinion on the season on these people today. I said, well, judge, just help yourself. And so the judge, he called one they called the high sheriff in there. The high sheriff, he come in with 2 big 45s on. That kind of made me buck my eyes a little because he didn't look so good to him with them 2 big pistols. And so I ran back in the chair. I asked him, did he like to have a drink of spring water? He said, this the guy that you arrested the other night? Somebody called on him? He said, yeah, they did. Say, they tell me to charge him $50. I said, yeah, they made it up. And the sheriff, he reached over and got him a big cup full. Sheriff pulled them 2 45 out and sit down in the chair. He said, you know what, I ought to see could I knock that doorknob off with one of these 45. I said, don't shoot it here, please. I said, you get my nerve. I said, now, if it's going to make you feel that good, I better go. I said, you never leave out here with that bucket. He said, when you leave out here, this bucket will be dry as a powder house. I said, okay then. I said, I'm here with you all. I said, just help yourself then. He reached in there and get him another big cup full. And when I knew anything, he done shot one of the window panes out. I said, oh, good God. I said, after the day to myself, I said, I ain't gonna carry no more of this stuff around. So he sat around there again. He said, you like to walk out and see me shoot some? I said, I don't mind walking out, Sheriff, but my feet's full up. He said, dawg, you done walk this far, you can walk again. Well, I wouldn't. I said, I'll go with you. We goes on out there, and there's a little sparrow sitting up in the top of the tree. He said, you ain't got about 1 or 2 more cupful in there. He said, give me one of them. Quite naturally, I was gonna get the high sheriff what he asked for. I pulled him one of them cupfuls. He said, now the crack of this 45, watch that little sparrow. Boom, down the little animal. I said to him, I said, now if he was shooting at me, it wouldn't be much, the show wouldn't be none of me. I said, you want this other cup full off it? He said, what, don't you want to drink? I said, no, sir, you can drink it all. You can welcome to it. I said, I brought it for you. It's yours. And so after he done that good shooting, I give him the last cupful. He said, now I'll tell you what you do. He said, now you be back up here Saturday morning with that same bucket and have it full, and said, we won't arrest you, you can have all the fun you want.